Failure is one of those words that instantly makes us tense up. We're taught to avoid it, hide it, and fear it. But what if failure isn't something to fear at all? What if it's actually one of the most important, powerful tools we have for personal growth? Today, I want to share why embracing failure can completely change how we learn, work, and push towards our goal. I'm going to start with a story you probably know but haven't heard the whole truth about. Thomas Edison didn't fail a few dozen times while creating the light bulb. He failed over 1,000 times, and when he was asked how he handled all those failures, he said, I didn't fail 1,000 times. The light bulb was an invention with 1,000 steps, and we admire that mindset in history's innovators. But most of us are terrified of even one mistake. So let's dig into why failure scares us so much. Failure today is almost treated like a character flaw, something shameful. From school to social media, we're given the message that succeeding is the only right way. But that belief keeps us small and it keeps us from taking chances in the future that can help us grow. So, if that definition is wrong, what is failure actually? We can't just have failure define us. It happens to everyone, and failure can be a really big teacher for us. It builds resilience, perspective, it strengthens our qualities, and some of the biggest personal breakthroughs that I've gone through has been because of setbacks. And this framing is exactly what psychologist Carol Dweck writes about. According to psychologist Carol Dweck in her 2006 book Mindset, people who believe they can grow through effort, what she calls growth mindset, actually develop more ability over time. They don't see failure as a final destination, they just see information. And research shows that we adopt this growth mindset and our perseverance grows. So, what does failure actually teach us? It teaches us a lot more about success than you would actually think. Failure gives us real world problem solving skills. It forces us to see what went wrong, try a new outcome, and adapt to that. It's about being self aware and learning from our mistakes and learning what motivates us and helps us and not holds us back. You can see in these stories how so many successful people failed at first. A story I feel like we're all familiar with is J.K. Rowling. Before publishing Harry Potter, she was rejected by 12 different publishers. She was living on government support and still kept writing. Her failure didn't define her, it shaped who she is and her success today. And without those rejections, she wouldn't have such an impactful story. And it's not just about individuals, but it's about learning from failure too. Like I said, Harvard professor Amy Edmondson wrote in 2011 that companies learn the fastest when they openly examine their mistakes instead of hiding them. That's true for us too. Growth feels uncomfortable, but it forces us to stretch our comfortability. And in discomfort, we can progress more. So we need to start embracing failure instead of avoiding it. How do we do this? We can do this by a simple strategy. According to Erickson and Poole in 2016, experts grow through deliberate reflection, thinking critically about what didn't work and why. The best way in practice I can put this in is journaling. Journaling your mistakes and your patterns and seeing what you did wrong and adjusting that into improving and coming up with a new strategy. Embracing mistakes doesn't just make us better, it makes us more creative. Creativity researcher Keith Sawyer found that innovation thrives in environments where people experiment and accept their mistakes and that it'll happen. Leadership author John Maxwell calls this failing forward, using each mistake as a stepping stone, not a step back. People who take risks become more original. As Adam Grant points out, they push boundaries because they're not paralyzed by fear. So, how can you start doing that today? My recommendation is to start journaling. Every time something doesn't go as planned, whether it's a small thing or a big thing, write that thing down and reflect on what it taught you. You'll be shocked at how quickly you can realize the patterns and how you can strategize how to grow in those ways. Once you shift your relationship with failure, something powerful can happen. All in all, failure is the enemy. It's the teacher we've all been avoiding. Think about this. Every meaningful skill you've ever learned came with mistakes. Learning to walk meant you had to fall. Learning math meant getting problems wrong or failing tests or getting into an argument with someone. Even learning who you are has come from moments where things need to go exactly as you plan them. We don't grow from perfection, we grow from adjusting and getting up and trying again and discovering what we're capable of along the way. Edison didn't succeed, J.K. Rowling didn't succeed. They had to fail multiple times and also understand that not everything everyone else was looking for is what they were offering. And it's true for us too. Imagine what possibilities could come from failing and being okay with failing and getting back up and strategizing how to move forward and how to make changes to be better. Not avoiding mistakes, but learning from them and being intentional with it. So embrace your mistakes, don't fear it, and take that failure not as a setback, but as a way to improve and leverage your success in the future.